All right, we are rolling. This is 90 mics in 90 days, part two. Right now, because I didn't do it exactly on December 1st, I'm going to say this is day probably like 72 to 75. We're actually almost done, probably day 75. Day 75. Right now, I am 61 mics through, so I am behind. So we'll see if we'll finish. We'll see if we'll get to the 90. We'll see what happens. Maybe you'll see me celebrating at the Cheesecake Factory. Maybe not. So we'll see what's going on. Right now, I'm just gonna go over a few questions. I did post the same thing and kind of my thoughts on what's been going on. The first question is from AT Comedy 5. It says, what are you trying to push? What are you trying to work on in this final push to 90? I think the same thing I was working on before is just kind of natural stage presence. Just being more comfortable doing stand up. And it's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not trying to sound generic, but it's just being comfortable on stage and just, I think it makes it more fun as I write. So as I push through the end of the 90 days is getting regular writing habits just every day. Just writing, for me, like some people have different standards. I'm okay if I write 2 to 5 punches a day or 2 to 5 tags a day, and just getting that out there, because that's what makes stand up more fun for myself, is when I'm trying new material on the same subject and just kind of rearranging the two. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on. Just having fun, learning to have fun, learning to have more fun, learning to network and hang with buddies. Probably try to spend less money on beers. Honestly, I gotta make a beer budget. That's what happens when you become a comic. You just start drinking a bunch of brewskis. Hopefully, I don't get a bunch of boobies. All right. How do you push through a set if you're tired? A gig every day is intense. So the thing is, there is the fatigue of driving and just kind of thinking of, is this worth it? But you gotta have that whenever you have a goal in mind. You gotta think like, wow, I want to accomplish this goal. I'm gonna do what it takes, because as I know how it feels to go, drive 30 miles one way for a mic, stay there for like 30 minutes and drive 30 miles back. It makes me appreciate staying at home and just really chilling with my dog and my girl, and just hanging out. So with a goal in mind, yeah, that makes it a lot easier. But I can see myself in the next quarter probably not doing 90, but probably doing 60 to 70 mics instead, just because it's easier to pace and enjoy. After a while, you kind of just seems like you're just doing this to get a number up. At least I am. There was another comic, Liz Frizius, and she completed 90 mics in 60 days. I haven't had the chance to see her or talk to her, but I'd love to just see what's her mindset, because it's exhausting even doing 60 mics in 60 days. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's too much, as far as you can't really have a slack day. If there's a day you just want to rest or something like that, you just kind of want to chill. It's just like, oh, now you're behind. Or kind of if you even want to take a vacation, it's like you're behind. But, at the end of the day, there is no consequences. This is just my own goal. But, yeah, that's cool. Well, yeah, you're retired, just do it. If I had an actual gig, like this is an audience, I will make the energy. I don't give a crap. Like, I'm making this. But, it does get kind of tiresome to push yourself to stay at an open mic till 1 a.m. just because I got to work in the morning. I got a job to go to. But, if I'm an actual audience, if you want to book me for a gig, I will always have energy. I will be the happiest person in the world, all the time. Yeah, so that's about that. And let's see what's next. Just who the hell do you think you are? LOL. I think I'm Jeffrey. Next question. Okay. That's cool. The first time I got 2 questions. Now I have 6. So I'm getting feedback. Who do you miss more, me or Puppy? I miss Naomi. Because she asked this question last time, and then I forgot to answer it. So she didn't make me cookies. Or she just, she was heartbroken. But now, since I just mentioned her name, her heart is restored. Do you miss Puppy? Of course I miss my Chihuahua. Favorite person, favorite dog. Luckily, there's a stray cat that my puppy loves to play with. And now they're best friends. His name is Rocky, My dog doesn't like playing with other dogs. She likes playing with other cats. Cool. And cool, that's it for kind of the notes on questions. Something that kind of got to me because as I do this and I kind of build more of an internet presence, I just got 200 subs on YouTube. I'm gonna quit my job. No, not really. But as I do this, I notice my stuff gets pushed out to different audiences because interaction is interaction, and just the expectation of having the label comedian in like your bio. I realized that people like gave me a lot of shit because as far as like hate comments, because I'm not really about quality at this time. I've realized that if you try focusing on one piece of work, and then you just post it, you're gonna be very dissatisfied with the outcome because it's just like nobody's gonna watch it. Like if nobody watches it and you put in like 5 hours of work into it, you're gonna be pretty dissatisfied. So right now I've just kind of done something whereas I try to post three reels or TikToks a day and just kind of, and then I've seen steady growth off of that. But with that, there comes the people, it's just like, wow, how are you a comedian? Are you this unfunny in real life? It was funny up until you came into the video. So I think that's been something I had to deal with. Of course, I kind of, believe it or not, I did yoga. I dropped it. I did yoga and I said namaste and then I dropped it. But when I first dealt with that about like a week or two ago, it kind of really did get in my head. I was going to like open mics and stuff, and I was kind of like, nobody wants to hear me talk. Everyone probably feels the same way. So now that I got like probably like 10 or 20 hate comments, I feel like when I see these people like, what is it? D'Amelios, those TikTokers like that are like 16, 17, and they're doing all this hate shit. I'm like, wow, they are insane. It's just like, because we all, like, it's easy to say, and I was talking with my other buddy too, it's like, it's easy to say like, yo, you just gotta ignore that hate. But when that hate comes to you in real life, like from a stranger that doesn't have like a photo, you're kind of like, wow, like, I want to fight you. And yeah, it's just kind of like, whoa, what is there? Because it's different when somebody kind of just will clown like your shoes or like your haircut. But when someone attacks something that you create, that kind of like, that's just like my creation. Like this is my art. It's kind of like, even though like I may post like a trash video, like that's my art. Like I put time into that. It's kind of like, it hurts a little bit more, but I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel lately. I feel like people question like, you're a comedian. I feel like people need to realize there's like levels to this. Of course, I'm not at the level I am right now. That takes time, but like we're all not. I think when people say like, you're a comedian, I got this when I was at the bars. People expect you to be like a Dave Chappelle or like a Bill Burr or like Louis C.K. Like, oh, give me a 30-minute special right now. I'm just like, nah, man. I just came here to get a drink. But yeah, those are just expectations of being a comedian that I've just kind of realized. It kind of made me refrain from saying it as much because sometimes I'm just tired and I'm just like, I work at a bank, I don't really want to talk right now. Just because, yeah, I like it better when I meet somebody and then I just talk to them and then they think I'm funny that way. Because if I tell them I'm a comic first sometimes and I don't feel like getting into that, they have an expectation of everything I need to say is funny. Sometimes I'll chat with friends that aren't doing stand-up, and then we'll kind of go back and forth and be like, are you trying a bit on me? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm just talking to you. I'm just chilling. So, yeah. That's something. I'm not sure if that made sense, like, chronologically, but yeah, just kind of something about, like, having the expectation to do that. Not everything I say will be a Netflix special. Everything I say is just, like, nonsense. I bullshit like a lot, so even don't expect everything I say to make sense. I say probably like 100 bullshits, nonsense, and I'll come up with 0.5 of a joke. Because it's a process. I want to be better. Kind of wrapping this up. Something that I have benefited is writing the setup punch, as I said last time. I did write probably about 20 or 30, and I've just been working on those, and it makes it so it makes it easier to it's kind of a beat, it's a rhythm, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It makes it easier to do the set and kind of go along with the story because the beats, it's a rhythm. I think the hard part is when you're doing setup punches that don't have any correlation to each other. It is super hard to memorize, at least just for this guy right here, because it's just like when I see people like Dimitri Martin or there's a bunch of people just do like setup punches. I'm just like, wow, that is Anthony Jeselnik, dude. It's impressive that they have that all memorized, because it's super good, and you kind of get to have like a quick laugh, like boom, 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 and so I love that. And so it also helps when I'm riffing, because when I'm riffing, like I'm just like kind of ranting on a subject, and I kind of am able to interchange, kind of just interchange a punchline, change up the verbiage, and throw it into that subject to make it seem more natural. And so I have all these punchlines in my head. I'm like, okay, I can apply this to this situation, and make my riff even funnier, or my rant even funnier than what it is. But yeah, but that's it for me. Connect back probably in about 2 weeks and do the next part to this. For the 5 of you that maybe watch this to the end, thank you. All right. Appreciate you. You have a good night.